And it's such an honor and a privilege to be joined virtually online with Liam Stander from Startup Success. Liam, thanks for your time this Wednesday morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
It's a huge pleasure. So I love what you guys are all about, and it's all about entrepreneurs. But startups is where entrepreneurship begins. What is needed to get more startups to succeed in South Africa?
Well, Jonathan, I think every entrepreneur that has paid some school fees would be able to tell you a whole list of things which would have helped them to succeed. But through our experience and building a company over 9 years and specifically dealing with startups and all their success and failures, we've realized the most important thing is really to focus on the right things at the right time, and to put it in 4 phases. When you start a business, it's incredibly important to just start planning, to have somebody that you can plan with, that you can say, is my goals realistic? Second of all, you need all the free assistance that you can get, right? You need to say, how do I just create now my next steps in the first 3 months of my business to do the basics to get started? And then as you go along the route, either you need partners that you can really trust to give you honest feedback and also make up for your blind spots, make up for your weaknesses. And then work towards a place where you can say, I'm not just gonna, end up being a startup for the rest of my life. There's at some point where I can say, now we've built something amazing that we can leverage, and we can pull in the partners and the sponsorships that's out there to put more money into the company to say, this amazing thing we've built, let's make it bigger. So those 4 phases, every time you go through the next one, you need to kind of shift your focus and say, okay, let's stop planning now after year 1. Now we need to get down in the game and make things happen, and then after 2 years again, next one. So yeah, that's really from what we've seen.
That's so good. Now, Liam, many people study. They study how to start a business, how to run a business, and they go to college or university to do that. But sadly, in our country and in the scenario, there aren't a lot of successful startups. There aren't a lot of successful businesses. Why is that?
Yeah, so it's a difficult question, because for some people, a lot of, when you study at university, it helps a lot with some type of degrees, like an engineering doctor. You would not trust an engineer or a doctor that hasn't really studied and go through the lengths of it. But with entrepreneurship, I would say it is very important to study or even just read a very solid book. But that academics just builds a basic foundation of understanding business. It doesn't really take you further. 80% of your success is about taking the small bits of pieces that you've learned and applying it. And then as you grow, learn more. For example, if you just say, I'm going to hire a social media expert to promote my business, and you don't understand the basics of how social media works, you still need an expert, but you need to understand the basics of what your business needs to say on social media. And you need to learn that. And it doesn't make sense to learn all of that within 1 or 2 or 3 years and then say, I'm going to build a successful business. It's a step-by-step game. And the landscape of every business change all the time. So you also want to rather put your mind in a place of, I'm going to take action, but as I take action and I need to learn new skills and new ways, then I'll dig into it, and then I'll learn along the way.
Fantastic. Thanks, Liam. So as I understand it, Company Partners, the organization and company that you're part of, has started to invest heavily in providing free training. Why? I mean, entrepreneurs in South Africa have many business training programs available to them. Why do you not just refer them to one of those existing programs?
So, yeah, very good question. The training programs that you typically get in South Africa, where there's a lot of hands-on attention to help entrepreneurs, it's normally government sponsored or through corporates, right? So entrepreneurs out there would know, if they've applied for that, these guys are looking for very specific individuals that have already walked the road. They would have specific criteria. For example, you need to be in business for 2 years, have 1 million plus turnover per year, and for them to really help you or really fund you to get intense one-on-one training. So it's a place where most startups need to get to. So what we've said is, let's partner with these guys. We've already got great partners on board, like business partners and Race Corp, and we're building new partnerships as we go to say, let's get entrepreneurs to them. But where we're focused on is just starting with those first few phases, as I've discussed in your first question. When a startup comes to us, we're saying, okay, first of all, let's do a quick free coaching session with you, one-on-one, talk about your goals. We're going to hold you accountable on your goals, So that the entrepreneur needs for free. You can't just start paying or make this massive application, go through this massive application process if you're still figuring out your ideas. So, and what your goals are. So that is phase one that we cover. And then phase two, we have mostly invested in this incredible workshop. We've partnered with people accredited with IMCSA, who's experienced business coaches. And we've developed this online workshop that any entrepreneur can do any time of day, wherever they're based. As long as they have data, they can go to this workshop for free. And it takes them about 5 to 10 hours to then go through all this training of all the areas of how to start a business, end up with a startup plan in their hands. It's a 3-4 page document where they can say, okay, this is how I'm going to start a business. And then after that, we have coaching programs which takes the entrepreneur to that stage where they can say, okay, now I'm gonna work with these guys that really incubate me until I'm ready to expand massively. So we really cover all those first phases that is missing in South Africa right now. And to get going, it's no cost.
Fantastic. All right. I know for a fact that we have many entrepreneurs that listen to Breakfast with Friends and to CCFM. So for those listening, what do they need to do if they want to connect with Startup Success Team to get them going and to get off the ground? Where and how do they start? And then, of course, especially those who just want to first test your free coaching session and workshop. How does that all work?
Simple. Just get over to startupsuccess.co.za. It's really as simple as that. Right there, we've opened up this currently for South Africa to just be free. So I'm going to repeat again, startupsuccess.co.za. When you enter there, we're going to give you a call, talk about your goals, and explain how the workshop will work. But it is extremely simple. So for all of you thinking the online workshop, I'd rather wait for an in-person session of some sort, just give it a go. Check it out because you've nothing to lose. And we've really developed it with the South African entrepreneur in mind. It's based on software where you can go on your phone and try it out, any laptop. As I say, the only thing that could be a hurdle is having data, not massively amount of data, but just basically enough data to watch the videos and go through the questionnaires. And the end product you're going to be able to end up with there is a startup plan to just say, is my current business or my new business ideas, what is the plan? What's my next steps for the next 3 months? And that will be your first step to head towards that place where you can get, big funding, big growth, and everything you're dreaming about.
That's fantastic. What I love about it, it is a South African solution for a South African problem. So well done to you guys at Startup Success Project and company partners. Really, really so awesome. Liam, that's where we're going to have to end it off. Thank you for chatting to us and have a wonderful day and all the best to you and the rest of the team.
Appreciate the time. Thank you, Jonathan.